morning. I am here in the glorious Peak District, more or less in the centre of the Peak District, because today I am hiking along the Monsal Trail, which follows the former railway, the Midland Railway, and it goes for about 8.5 miles. It's one end is Bakewell and the other end is Chee, which is where I've just parked my car up there. It's about half a mile walk to get to the actual trail from where I've parked. So it's going to be around about an 18-mile hike today, because what I plan on doing is walking all the way along the trail, all the way to the Bakewell end, and turning around and coming all the way back again. So I hope you enjoy the views along my way. It's that cold this morning, there is even frost on the stones and on the grass. So cold this morning. I have just come down from this valley here and down these stairs, and I am now on the Monsal Trail at Chee. However, I'm not at the absolute beginning, because I believe the beginning is just a little bit further that way. So, you know me, I've got to start at the very beginning. There we go, I don't feel guilty now, I started at the beginning. So even though it said it was the end of the trail, that was my beginning of the trail, because I'm doing it in reverse today. So I started at Blackwell Mill, which is in Chee, and I'm heading all the way over to the Bakewell side. And this trail is just perfect because it's traffic free, so you're not going to constantly be running into cars or crossing roads. It's perfect for hikers, walkers, cyclists, horse riders, and even wheelchair users come along here quite regularly. And I'm going to be passing some spectacular scenery and some interesting places along the way. It's full of limestone dales, and can't wait to start showing you. It's cold and the mist is coming in a little bit, but I do have a good day forecast weather-wise. Most of the Monsal Trail opened in 1981. However, there were 4 tunnels that had to stay closed due to health and safety reasons. They just were not safe for people to go under. So what they did was build paths that went round them, diverted them round, and then back onto the trail when it was safe again to do so. However, in 2011, they reopened all these tunnels, so everybody had the full access of the trail to enjoy all the beautiful nature around them, the views that were hidden back since 1968, when they were last seen just before the railway closed. There were always 2 tunnels, however, that remained open, the shorter ones. There was Chitor and this one here, which I'm about to go through, which is Russia Cutting Tunnel. I have walked under the Rushing Cutter Tunnel, which is the shorter one, and also Chitor number 2. I missed that bit out earlier. So those are the two shorter ones, Rusher Cutting and Chitor 2. So those are the ones that remained opened all the time. In front of me, I have got my first long tunnel, and this is called Chitor Tunnel. So this is one of the longer ones that were originally closed. However, it is now open for me to walk through. As you can see above me, there are lights in this tunnel. So because it's a longer tunnel, they have illuminated the way for safety reasons. Now, word of warning, in winter, these will go off really early in the day. They'll go off about 4:30 p.m. because they are controlled by a light sensor. So when it starts getting dark outside, they switch off, which is great because it saves lots of energy, but you might get caught out. So make sure to bring a torch with you because you will probably need it in the winter months. Today I am hoping I'll be back here by 4 o'clock, but you never know, sometimes it takes me a little bit longer, especially when I'm filming and taking photographs, so I have my torch with me in case I need it later. The colours of autumn here are just absolutely gorgeous. They're so vibrant. I'm also looking down over at the River Wye.
I thought I saw a spark in your eyes, desperately and far away, conquered all my needs, and I poured all the way aside.
I have just come across this structure that used to house lime kilns. Now, in the 19th century, the demand for quicklime was so great that one of these used to produce about 50 tons of it a day. This is to do with the growing industries of the steel and also agriculture as well as chemical. Now, they used to build things like this next to railways because it was much easier for the trucks to come in with all the coal and take away all this quicklime, and it was places like this on the Midland Railway that were very popular for these to be built. I believe there's a couple along the route here, but this one's really fascinating. Now, those white boxes that you can see up there are designed specifically for swifts. They need them high up in those buttresses like that because once they've hatched, they need the height to be able to take off. And an interesting fact, if you did not know, that once they do take off, they can fly without stopping for up to 3 whole years. I couldn't resist. I've just realised you can actually go into these lime kilns and take a look. Now, I'm not going to say it looks very inviting. I can hear lots of dripping, I can see lots of water, and it's very dark, but I've got my head torch on. Let's go and investigate. Okay, here goes nothing. Let's have a look. It's not very long, and it's not deep, and there is a high bit here which hasn't got puddles in it. And there are 4 of these alcoves inside. 1 there, and then 2 on this side as well. So let's have a look. I'm presuming, I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure that this is where the quicklime will come out. Because what I know they do is at the very top of this kiln, they alternate layers of coal and limestone. And this, I'm pretty sure, is where it comes out at the bottom. I am passing some more lime kilns behind me here, and it's so interesting to see them. They were closed down. I think the last one was closed down in 1944, and they were all originally built in the 19th and the 20th century. And it's just fascinating to think of all the trains coming in with all the coal and taking all the quicklime away, and the people that worked in them. And when I was in there, I wasn't 100% sure where the quicklime came out, but I was right, it was those holes where I was videoing, and they are called eyes. But apparently it was quite horrible conditions, because people would be trapped under there shoveling out this quicklime. Very caustic, I think, and very dangerous to them, so it can't have been a very nice job, but it was very interesting to see and to be able to go into it and have a look. You can now see behind me Litton Mill, which was a large cotton spinning mill first opened in 1782, but unfortunately it became notorious for the harsh treatment of the child labourers by the owner Ellis Needham. They died at a very young age in poor conditions and were buried in the nearby village graveyards. I'm just getting a few spots of rain, which couldn't be more timely because I'm now heading into Litton Tunnel. I have just exited Crestbrook Tunnel and I am now heading up to a viewpoint where I can see Crestbrook Mill. This was built in 1779 by Sir Richard Arkwright, but unfortunately later burnt down only 6 years later, but then was rebuilt. So here you can see it right behind me, over there. Oh, there. Now here we have the old mill, which is around about there. We have apprentices' cottages, which are the white ones. We've got the folly, we've got the big mill, which is this one here, and then this, which was built in 1814 to 1816. So those apprentices' cottages were built to house the orphan children that were brought from the cities to work in the mill. During the 19th century, this mill was in its heyday, making high quality cotton for the lace making industry, but it ceased spinning in 1965. This no doubt will have once been an old platform, because it goes right along the trail here, look. Perfect place to sit down and have a bit of coffee, I think. I am currently standing on Monsal Viaduct, which is 300 feet long. It was originally opened in 1863 and it has got a masonry 5-arch structure. Now this was built to carry the railway over this bend here on the River Wye, and it is a very stunning structure, but it can't really be best seen whilst walking over it. So what I'm hoping to do is get to Bakewell and on my return take a little side trail so I can get a better view of it to show you later. I have just exited my final tunnel along this stretch. That was the long tunnel. So each one of those long tunnels are about 400 metres long, and it's very interesting walking on a route like this. It's nice and flat and it's just starting to get a little bit busier. Still fairly quiet because it's weekday, but there's more cyclists around now and a couple of walkers. But oh, it's a beautiful day. The rain was only temporary. It only rained a little bit and now I've got blue skies and fluffy clouds. I've just come across this little box here where you normally press a button and hear information. So let's see what it's going to tell us. Well, that was an epic fail. It didn't work, and there's people behind me watching it as well, and I'm sure they started laughing. Oh well, someone had to give it a go. I have just walked past Hassan Station, and there you can actually rent bikes out. Come on in. Come on in. So if you're wanting to cycle along the trail instead of walk or go on a horse, then you can go there and rent some bikes instead. I'm not long past Bakewell Station, but I've still got to go on a little bit further to Coombs Road, and there is a viaduct there, and that's where the official trail ends. So here I am at the end of the trail, and that's 8.5 miles of the trail done, not including the beginning bit. And all I have to do now is turn around and go back again. have just arrived back at the Monsal Viaduct, and what I'm going to do, the viaduct is in front of me here, and I'm going to go up this way through a little trail and try and get you a good view of it. I have climbed up the other side of the hill, and now we've got a much better view of the Monsal Viaduct. The sun is starting to set over there behind those hills, and I think the last couple of hours have probably been two of my favourite hours of the walk. This two and the first two, I think, because it's gone so quiet, and just looking at all these beautiful autumn colours and hearing the birds chirping, everything's starting to get ready to settle down for the night. And it got me thinking about this podcast I was listening to, and I'll be able to provide you the link. I'll put it in the description box below for you. It's called Montsell Memories, and what it is a 10-part, or is it 6-part? 6-part series of podcasts, only 10 minutes long each, and it's from the people that either lived by, worked on, or travelled on the Midland Railway, which ran through here between 1863 and 1968. And it's just lovely listening to them talk about it and the life that it was like then, and yeah, it kind of got me thinking about it as I was walking here quietly along. It's worth a listen to, it's kind of interesting. I am pleased to tell you I made it through the last long tunnel before the lights went out. So yes, they definitely don't go out before 4 o'clock, so that's good. It's still only about 3ish, 3:30, so not too far to go to the end. You can really see the colours of the sunset in the tunnel. Everything's going all orange, it's beautiful. I have come to the end of the Monsal Trail again, which is where I started from, and that is the end of my walk today, and I will be leaving the trail and heading up these stairs from whence I came earlier this morning back to my car. It has been such a tremendous walk. If you want somewhere that's a bit flat, easy, with glorious views, a bit of history and also geology along the way, then it's the perfect place to come. If you don't want to manage the full 8.5 miles, there are lots of different places you can kind of get on and off the trail along the way. I would highly recommend coming first thing in the morning or later in the evening, because during the hours of 10 and 2 it got extremely busy, but other than that it was absolutely perfect. I hope you have enjoyed coming along with me today. I thoroughly enjoy doing these hikes, and it has been so glorious today. It has been wonderful seeing all the beautiful autumn colours again, and I will look forward to seeing you soon. Goodbye!